The Nile can be the battery for Africa's future, or its biggest battlefield. For 5,000 years, the historian Herodotus's words remained an immutable law of nature. Egypt is the gift of the Nile. But in 2026, for the first time in human history, that gift has a master switch. And that switch is located 2,000 miles south in the Ethiopian highlands. This is the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a $5 billion wall of concrete that now holds back 74 billion cubic meters of water. To Ethiopia, this is the engine of a new superpower, a way to pull 60 million people out of the dark. But to Egypt, it is an existential threat, a water bomb that could, under the wrong conditions, turn the lights off in Cairo forever. Today, we look at the conflict that could reshape Africa's future. To understand the rage in Cairo, we have to look at a ghost from 1929. The British Empire, seeking to protect cotton interests, signed a treaty that gave Egypt almost total control over the river. They even gave Cairo a veto over any project upstream. In 1959, they doubled down, allocating 55 billion cubic meters to Egypt and 0 to Ethiopia. Ethiopia's response? They never signed those deals. They call them colonial relics. Ethiopia argues that the Blue Nile, which provides 85% of the water reaching Egypt, originates in their mountains. They claim the sovereign right to use their own rain. This is the deadlock. Egypt relies on historical rights, while Ethiopia stands on sovereign development. Many people think the problem is that Ethiopia is stealing the water, but the science is more complex. Hydropower doesn't consume water, it just passes through the turbines. The real danger isn't the dam, it's the clock. As of 2026, the reservoir is full, but the tension is higher than ever. Why? Because of the Drought Clause. If a multi-year drought hits, who gets the water? If Ethiopia keeps the gates shut to keep their 5,000 megawatt turbines spinning, Egypt's Aswan Dam could drop to critical levels. This would mean a 20% drop in Egypt's food production and a collapse of their power grid. For Egypt, losing that water isn't a recession, it's a famine. Minister Hani Swellam has warned that Egypt is already below the UN water scarcity threshold. They are at the breaking point. This is no longer a local fight, it's a global chessboard. China funded the turbines. Turkey has supplied Ethiopia with advanced Bayraktar drones to protect the dam site. Meanwhile, Egypt has conducted joint air drills titled Nile Soldiers with Sudan. In early 2026, the US re-entered the fray, offering to mediate, but Ethiopia remains firm. No binding agreement that limits their future growth. To them, the GERD is a matter of national dignity. They financed it themselves when the World Bank refused to help. You cannot negotiate away a nation's pride. The Nile can be the battery for Africa's future, or its biggest battlefield. If they can agree on data sharing for drought years, this project could stabilize the entire Horn of Africa. But if they don't, we are looking at a future where water is more valuable than oil. What do you think? Is Ethiopia right to claim its resources, or does Egypt's history give it a permanent right to the flow? This is the most important question in Africa today. Let's talk about it in the comments.